As you might imagine, Mr. Campos was not only injured when he was fired upon, as he did his room check about the door alarm down the hall. Yes, we had an alarm associated with an open door. It was not the suspect's open door. It was another.
So it's not the suspect's door. It's another door. All right? Right where this arrow is at right here, this is the suspect's door. What other door would it be next to the suspect's door? I'm looking at the stairwell door. So why would an alarm go off at the stairwell door? Are people not allowed to go through there? Right? Why else would he come down that long hallway at the end of the floor where the suite is? Okay, let's continue.
Well, there was a security guard at the hotel who was responding to a door ajar alarm. And he walked near the door, and he walked near the door.
And he walked near the door.
The shooter had cameras set up.
So the suspect had cameras set up. The suspect had one camera looking down the hallway and another one at the stairwell. Right? This was in the police report. This is what they said. They had two cameras out there, one down the hallway and one facing the stairwell. Let's continue.
And they believe they saw this security guard coming in and open fire. 200 rounds shot down the hallway at this security guard. 200 rounds. 200 rounds.
200 rounds.
Okay, 200 rounds. 200 rounds shot at the security guard is definitely not making sense whatsoever. If he's going to load 200 rounds into a security guard, why not wait till he gets up, shoot him and kill him, drag him in the hotel, and then carry on with your mass shooting idea, right? And if anything, the guard's coming up to check a door ajar, which would be the stairwell door. I mean, what other door is he checking that's going off from a security alarm? The officer already said that it wasn't the suspect's door. So look at the door. Does it look like there's 200 rounds shot into the door? I don't think so. If there was, there would be bullet holes in this door as well, if he's just spraying out the door. Okay? Now, where is the security guard going to flee because he got shot at 200 times but only got clipped in the leg? If he's running down the hallway and 200 shots are being shot at his back, do you really think he's only going to get clipped once? I don't think so. If he's checking the door ajar at the stairwell, I mean, I'm only assuming he took off down the stairs. I mean, I think I heard a report saying that police officers met the security guard in the stairwell. And now I think they changed it to where they met the security guard in the hallway after he got off the elevator. Right? So let's continue.
He was able to confirm for us exactly what he heard and saw in the moments before the.
He heard and saw what? What was the long pause for? Did he want to say something else? Did he almost slip up and say something else? Because that's what it looked and heard to me. That's what it looked like, and that's what it heard like. So he wanted to say something else.
He was able to confirm for us exactly what he heard and saw in the moments before the. What he heard and saw in the moments before the. What he heard and saw in the moments before the. He was shot.
Now, if you pay attention, he looks like he wants to say something else, and he forgot what was on the paper. He was staring off into the distance, forgot what his line was. Then he looked back down to read the paper to make sure that he was going to say the right thing.
We have uncovered no evidence to show there was a second shooter.
No evidence of a second shooter? Are you kidding me? All you got to do is just check the recordings of people that were there. It's quite obvious. There's close range shots being taken inside the music festival. There's long range shots being taken from different directions around the music festival. I mean, come on. I mean, who are you lying to?
We have uncovered over 200 instances of the suspects traveling throughout Las Vegas, and he has never been seen with anyone else.
So you uncovered 200 instances of the suspect, but you don't have single footage from the time he checked in until the time of the shooting. You don't have any footage of him in the casino, surveillance cameras of him bringing any luggage, suitcases through the stairwell, the elevator, anything suspicious in the parking ramp. I mean, come on. This is ridiculous.
We have no evidence or intelligence that the suspect was linked or had affiliation with any known terrorist groups or ideologies.
They don't have anything of this individual linked to any white supremacists, any anti-Trump, anything that anybody's putting out there about this guy's being a terrorist. They don't have any evidence of that, okay? So just swipe that right off and stop talking about it.
In coordination with the FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit, a comprehensive picture is being drawn as to the suspect's mental state, and currently we do not believe there is one particular event in the suspect's life for us to key on.
So they have no evidence of any mental issues that they can key on with this suspect, right? So that's what he's saying? They can't find any evidence, they can't key on anything that this guy was bad, he was abusive, he had suicidal thoughts, he was crazy, he beat people up for fun. They can't find none of that, right?
We believe he decided to take the lives he did, and he had a very purposeful plan that he carried out.
So you're gonna sit there and say you have no evidence of this guy being suicidal, crazy, abusive, anything like that, but you're still gonna go with you believe he still carried out a mass shooting? Why don't you try to investigate multiple shooters and investigate that it could have been a setup? Because it looks like he was used as a patsy and shot and left there for dead as somebody carries out a mass shooting.
Or what exactly went along in the suspect's mind to enable him to pull off such a complicated event.
So they're trying to uncover what enabled the suspect to pull off such a complicated event. Yes, complicated. Someone that's 64 years old that has no training in weaponry or was never trained in the army. I mean, there's been speculation that the individual was a retired FBI arms dealer. I mean, if that's true, drop it in the comment below. Let me check it out.
There was not a note in the suspect's room. We recovered a document that had numbers associated to it, and I'm not at liberty to make a guess on what that was for.
Really? You're not at liberty to make a guess what that note was for with numbers on it? Well, what about this?
When they got in the room, they found a note that he had written. He had calculated the trajectory of the bullets and how far the audience was going to be away from his room so that he could maximize his accuracy and his carnage.
Talk about well planned.
Yes, talk about well planned.
So the question is, what drilling was done, or what was the intent of the suspect? There was drilling done. It was to the doorway, adjacent wall to the doorway, and just an assumption would be to either place a camera or to place a rifle.
Can I follow that?
But the drilling was not completed.
So there was drilling done, but the drilling wasn't completed? Okay.
Paddock had screwed shut the stairwell door to his floor to try to keep the officers from getting to him. The officers had a bar and they pried the door open.
Wait a minute. The door was screwed shut? I thought the security guard was going to check a door ajar. Which is it here?
He was investigating an open door. He became of the drilling sound.
Yes, the security guard was going to investigate a door ajar. Well, the only door ajar next to the hotel suite of the suspect's room would be the stairwell door. So which is it? Was it open or was it screwed shut? And you heard drilling, and the drilling wasn't finished. So...
Okay, I don't want to get in. I appreciate what you're saying, Ken. Ma'am, that's not how we conduct this service, okay? If I'm presented with a question, that's not how I conduct press conferences, ma'am. Please stop asking your question.
So the female reporter asks him about the security cam footage that obviously shows Paddock checking in and checking out, and it don't match up with the official timeline they gave. And she speculates that's why they did the time change on the investigation. Now you can see he gets kind of flustered. He don't want to answer it. He just totally cuts her off. The FBI agent looks at her when she says, "Is that why you did the time change?" And then she didn't stop talking. And then the FBI agent looked behind the officer in the background, so probably to signal one of his peoples to get her to be quiet because they don't want to answer that question.
We have a pretty comprehensive timeline prior to the shooting, but more importantly, it's up in the public forum. He was gambling the night before.
So he was gambling the night before. So you do have footage of Paddock in the casino floor gambling. or anywhere else in the casino, right? Because if you have footage of him the night before, then you should go back and track his whereabouts from the time he checked in until the mass shooting began. So why wouldn't you release any footage of the individual bringing suitcases in through the stairwell or bringing suitcases in through the elevator? Why wouldn't you release that footage, right? I mean, that only makes sense for the people to know.
The suspect, I don't want to say the suspect's name, I will call him the suspect. We know that he attempted to shoot at the fuel tanks.
So the suspect attempted to shoot at the fuel tanks. Okay. Not believable, but okay, whatever. If he shot at the fuel tanks, where are the bullet strikes? Where are the pictures of the bullet strikes? Where are pictures of bullet holes in walls and pictures of bullet holes on signs or innocent bystanders of cars driving by? I mean, if you're spraying over 2,000 rounds into a crowd of 22,000 people, you're going to get bullet strikes around the vicinity whatsoever, but there's no pictures of that being released, right?
Shell casings all over the floor. I could smell the gunpowder that had went off in the room. So we were tripping over guns, tripping over long guns inside. There were so many.
That many.
Yes.
Okay, shell casings everywhere, guns everywhere, tripping over guns everywhere, this, that, and the third. All right, let's see. There only looks like a few guns that are just laying on the floor. I don't really see why you would be tripping over anything. I mean, unless you're trying to walk through here where there's a suitcase at. I mean, you're not tripping over any guns. You're stepping over this one, if anything. Shell casings? Yeah, there was no shell casings. And if there were, there would be burn marks in the carpet. Okay, I don't see no shell casings. These are full bullets. They still have the tips on them. I mean, just look at the picture. What does that bullet look like? A shell casing? No, it still has a tip on it, right? It's not, hasn't even been shot. The gun don't even look like it's been shot. So, what about this picture? I mean, if you can clearly see that they still have round tips on the end of the tip of the bullets. These bullets are not shot. Okay, these are no shell casings. These are fresh bullets that haven't even been fired off yet. All right, now why is this weapon laying over the shooter's leg? Yeah, that was put there. That's pretty weird to me. I don't really get that at all.
My initial scan of with coming in the room with my rifle is just seeing, I'm seeing one male down, bleeding from the face. He was not a threat, kept going, kept going, kept going.
I didn't see any apparent wounds to his head, but I did see a lot of blood that had come out of his mouth.
Okay, the officers breach in. They see one man down, no threat. The other officer claims that he sees blood from the mouth, but no head wound. Now, what I don't understand is, first of all, the bullets stick out like a sore thumb. Those are fresh bullets. They're not even shell casings, or like. And if they were, there's no burn marks in the carpet. Okay, why is there dry blood here that's been soaking there? You can clearly see that the blood was soaking there for a while, and then you got fresh blood over it. Okay, red flag, red flag, red flag, and then third, why is there a bullet in the fresh blood? Why? That makes no sense to me. They say a picture has 1,000 words. This picture speaks a lot, okay? And I don't understand why would there be a fresh bullet on top of the fresh blood. Of the fresh blood over the blood that's been soaking in the carpet for a while. So I'm just going to leave that there, and they can't present anything further. They don't have no pictures of bullet strikes of anywhere. They don't have any bullet holes in walls. They don't have any type of motive for Paddock for him to do this. No mental health issues. I don't get it. That's why I'm doing this video, just to point out the obvious things that I see wrong here. This is for me to put out for people who are interested of wanting to know what's really going on here. So if you have any information that I left out, please drop it in the comments and let me know. I would look into it. If you want me to do a video, I'd be happy to. I'm not saying that he did do it. I'm not saying he didn't do it, but I'm just on the fence 50-50. Could he have been a part of it? Yeah. Could he have not been a part of it? Yeah. Could he have been set up? Yeah. And if he was set up, what was the purpose? What was the reason behind this? That's what we are trying to figure out. And I appreciate everybody else putting the videos out here to try to do some investigation of their own. And I've learned some stuff too that I haven't even caught on. So if you enjoy it, give me a thumbs up on the video, hit the subscribe button, and, I'll be happy to put out more videos for you guys. Thank you.
This was eerie.
Very eerie. The dust from the explosive breach, and then you got the flashing lights. I mean, it looks straight up like out of a movie.